welcome to Motivational Monday. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today I'm going to be going over a good quote that I think will really help a lot of us through this week. So, and not just through this week, but actually through our entire lives. I really like this quote. So before we get into this video, be sure to give me a big thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed. And just a quick disclosure, what Motivational Mondays are, if you are new to this channel, it's pretty much I go over different sayings, quotes, scripture verses, any inspirational or motivational stories that you guys have sent me via email. I, of course, keep them anonymous, but I read through them. I select one that I really think would be great for this week's topic, and I go over it. So the whole purpose behind Motivational Monday is to encourage others and to motivate others. So that's what we're doing here. So again, be sure to subscribe if you have not done so already. Click the thumbs up button, and let's get right into the video. So today's topic, or today's quote, is going to be, whether you think you can or can't, you're right. I wanted to pick this quote because we don't really realize how important positive thinking and positive speaking is. I used to be a perfectionist, meaning that, if one of my hairs were out of place, I wouldn't have a good day. If, my nails were slightly different, if I could find an imperfection in my nails, my day would be ruined. If I watched a tutorial or a show on TV, I remember as a child, I used to watch this drawing show. I don't remember the name of it, but if I couldn't draw it correctly or follow along as they were doing on TV, I would get frustrated. I would be like, I can't do this. I'm stupid. I don't know what's wrong with me. And so my grandmother and my mom really had to work with me on counteracting those thoughts with positivity, and not just with positivity, but with the truth. Because a lot of times thoughts will seep into your mind that you may not even be able to control. Our mind is, we're born into sin, we're born into this evil world. And a lot of times, even though, we may think things, it doesn't mean that it's right. And so we do want to make sure that we're asking God to guide our mind and asking God to clear our thoughts and clean our thoughts. And we do want to make sure that we're speaking to our thoughts, especially even those negative thoughts that may come into your mind where you're thinking, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're not going to go anywhere. You want to make sure that you're telling the truth to yourself. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. This is what I have accomplished. This is what I am going to do. And so you want to make sure that you're speaking back, like I mentioned, positivity, and not just positivity, but truth to your mind, because you are more than the negative thoughts that you have in your mind. And it's so important because the more you tell yourself something, the more you start to believe it. That's how our mind works. And that's why when you have babies, there's different studies that show playing certain music has a certain effect on your child's brain, and playing certain songs has an effect on your brain, and it makes you feel differently. We're musical. We're beings. God created us in His image. God loves, He speaks things into existence, and so when we speak things, a lot of times they come to pass, whether we really want them to or not. So it's so crucial to really believe in yourself, and it's so crucial to speak truth and positivity into your life. Even if you don't really feel that way, or even if you're second guessing yourself, success starts here. Okay, you guys, I really want you guys to get that. Success starts here. It does not start on Instagram. It does not start on YouTube. It doesn't start on Facebook. It doesn't start with your friends. It starts in your mind, in your heart, inside of you. So before we get into this video, I just wanted to lay that out there, you guys. Start speaking truth to yourself. Even if you think, you may not even be thinking of it. I used to always say, things like, this makes me so sick. But we can't say that because our mind interprets that as it's making us sick. And so we don't want to say things like that. Or another common thing that a lot of people may say is, this is killing me. You don't want to say things like that. We have to realize that our mind is so powerful. And the things that we put inside of our minds, the things that we expose our minds to, the things that we say, it all has, an impact on our lives. Whether you feel like it's true or not, it has an impact. So be careful about the things that you speak on others, the things that you speak to yourself, and ultimately, the things that you allow to just sit in your mind and just settle there. So like I mentioned, the first thing that I want to go over with that quote, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Success starts with you. So if you're having a mentality that you're not successful, if you're having a mentality that you're never going to go anywhere, if you're having a mentality that, I'm never going to be anything, I have never accounted to anything, look where I'm at now, look where everyone else is, just the negative thoughts that we tell ourselves, that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to reap. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what anyone else tells you, no matter what you watch, if you truly don't think that you can do something, you won't do it. it really starts in your mind. You have to have the faith. Even if you feel like you can't do it, write yourself a list. Why do I think I can't do this? Is it because I lack resources? Is it because I don't have the money? Is it because I don't have the support? And then once you see it on paper, start finding ways that you can counteract those thoughts. Okay, if it's the resources that I need, what do I need to do to make sure that I get the resources? There's a lot of resources out there. It's just a matter of asking. It's a matter of researching. It's a matter of finding where you can go to get the help that you need. So first thing that I want to point out is success starts in your mind. You have to first know that you hold the tools and you hold the power to change what it is you want to change in your life. It's not even just stopping with yourself, but you having enough faith to believe in God. And I know a lot of people, I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, but I'm just speaking truth. And so, you do have to, even sometimes when you're like, I really can't do this, because we can't do everything on our own. Ask for help. Lean on to God for understanding. You don't have to be perfect to go to God. You don't have to be perfect to talk to God, to tell him what he already knows and to ask for help. So, lay down your pride. Start having faith in yourself, start having faith in God, and saying, you know what, even if I don't know how to do it today, I'm going to find out. Even if I'm not able to do this today, or if I'm not understanding this equation at school, if I'm not understanding this new system at work, does not mean that I'm dumb, does not mean that I'm a slow learner. It means that I'm still working at it, and that's fine. I'm smart. I've done this, I've done that, and I'm going to get the hang of it. Second thing that I want to point out is people will only take you as serious as you do. So people are only going to respect your business as much as you respect it. People are only going to respect you as much as you make them respect you. And so if you have a business and you just launched, or if you've been in business for a while and you're like, wow, like no one's really taking my business serious. I don't have people that are really giving me true inquiries. I really don't have any sales. Every time I tell someone I have a business, they're really not taking it serious. They're like, oh, okay, But I want people to start looking at me as a businesswoman. I want people to start looking at my business as a legitimate business. Every time someone wants to order, they're like, hey, just give it to me half off, or hey, girl, I'll pay you back next week. They're not looking at it as a business. And so I want to say that people will only look at you or anything that you're going through as serious as you take it. If you're laughing, not really taking it serious, like, oh, I'm trying to start up something, or I got a little thing started up, downplaying what you have. You cannot be upset when other people start downplaying it too, because that's what you put in their mind. You put in their mind, whether it's the way that you say it, whether it's the gestures that you put behind your words. Communication is more than just the words that you speak. And so be careful about how you talk about yourself and how you talk about your business. I had this problem for so many years. I would always, and I'm still working on not downplaying what I do, but no matter what I do, even the first day that I was opening my salon, that should have been a wonderful day, right? But I'm sitting in my mind like, oh, it's just a salon. Oh, it's not a huge salon. Oh, well, I may not have a lot of people come. I'm still sitting here, people come up and say, congratulations. I'm like, oh, thanks. It's a little something. I wouldn't really say thank you, and I'm excited. And, I wouldn't do that, because I would always downplay, because either I was scared of what would happen, or I didn't feel as confident as I should have felt. But I'm telling you that people only take you as serious as you take yourself. If you're someone, even if you have an opportunity to, speak, and you're someone that's, on stage, and you're second guessing yourself, and you're mumbling, and you're looking down, and you're not really looking up, and you're not standing with a positive straight stance, and you're just like, well, today, guys, we're talking about, a lot of people may lose interest, because you have to first have confidence in yourself, and you have to take what you're doing serious. When you start taking what you're doing serious, when you start looking at yourself as a businesswoman or a businessman, when you start looking at your business as a real business, then things will change. Mark my words. Mark my words. I've definitely felt, I've been on, I'm not just speaking because this is something that, like I say all the time, sounds good. I'm speaking because I've actually gone through, I've walked through this. I've gone through downplaying whatever I do, and then people downplaying me as well. Even when I bought my first home, I don't just look at what looks big and luxurious, what just looks great. I look at what makes sense for me financially, what's going to make sense if something doesn't work out. I don't just look at what I'm making right now and say, okay, let's go get another house, let's go get another car. I look at everything. I look at the good and also the bad, what could happen, and on both ends of the spectrum. I don't just look at just the good. I do move in faith, like I told you guys, but I look at everything, and I make sure that I have backup plans. So when I was searching for my home, I got a home that fit me and my family. I didn't get a huge home. I don't have, a 5-car garage and 16 bedrooms. I don't live in a mansion, and that's fine. But I didn't want something that would be over my budget. You know what I mean? But because it wasn't huge, I would downplay it, and I would allow other people to downplay it too. I would say, you know what? I don't know about this house. I don't know if I should have bought a house. You know, the work that I have to put into it. I have to mow the grass. Oh, I don't know. You know, it's not as big as I would want it to be. Oh, it's not. I would just downplay it when in actuality, it's a great house. You know, it's a house that I worked hard to get, that I can say I got before, you know, I reached my goal. My goal was to be able to have a home or a house before I was 30. So I was able to do that years before my goal and things like that. But I would just downplay it. And so a lot of people would downplay it too. Like, yeah, your house could be a little bit bigger. Or yeah, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't want all that upkeep with the yard. Or yeah, you know, and it wasn't even their fault. It's because I put that in their mind. And sometimes people don't even want to downplay. People want to start conversations with you. And so if they think that's something that you're going to chime in with, they may go on it too. And so you have to really be careful of how you talk about yourself, your accomplishments, and the things that you're looking to do. So that's that. The third and last thing that I want to go over is the power of words and speaking positivity into your future. We just touched on this a little bit in the beginning when I talked about success starts here. But you guys, you have to speak positive to yourself. You know, you have to speak yourself up. I'm not saying walk around, you know, being bougie or walk around thinking that you're better than everyone, but you do have to walk around with a level of confidence in yourself and what you're doing, regardless of what people think. Sometimes when you walk around with confidence, people try to bring that down. They try to say, you know, hey, you're acting like you're stuck up. You don't have to act like you're stuck up. And sometimes people don't know how to separate stuck up from being confident, or being bougie from being confident. But you can be confident in what you're doing. You can say, you know, what I'm doing right now, I'm proud of. What I'm doing right now, I'm doing a great job. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like people want you to be down. People don't have a problem when you're sad. You know, they don't care if you're depressed, but it's like when you're happy, that's a problem. No, be happy. I am proud of what I'm doing. Yes, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not done with my journey, but I'm happy where I'm at. And I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I'm happy with what I've accomplished thus far. And so no matter if anyone else isn't happy, I'm happy. So let that be. And I'm going to speak positivity and continue to speak positivity into my life and into anyone that crosses my path. So you know what? Yes, I'm at a job that I don't necessarily love at this point, but I'm also learning some tools that are going to help me in the future. Or you know what? I'm doing this new diet that I'm tired of doing, honestly, but it's going to really have its benefits in the future. You know what I mean? Like just talking to yourself. Or, hey, someone at school called me ugly, or someone at school called me fat. You know what? I'm not the size that I want to be, but I'm going to work toward it. Or you know what? You may think I'm ugly, but God said that I'm made fearfully and wonderfully. So I'm going to listen to what God says. That goes back to telling yourself the truth. You know what? Someone else says that I don't have a future in anything, or I'm not bright enough to do this, but I'm going to go back to what God says I am. And so we just have to start speaking truth, and we just have to start speaking positivity and looking at ourselves and looking at our businesses and looking at our lives and our family and being appreciative for what we do have, because the truth is you are farther than someone else in life. The truth is someone else would trade positions with you in a heartbeat. The truth is there's still things that you can do to help other people. So, you know, we have to stop getting so down on ourselves and start speaking truth. And once we do that, it's not just going to help us, but it's going to help others. They're going to be able to see you changing in your life and get more motivation and inspiration from your journey. So I hope this helped you guys. I really hope this gives you the motivation that you need. This month, this week, today, we're going to start thinking positive. We're going to start counteracting those negative thoughts with not just positivity, but with the truth, because whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. I hope this helped you guys. Make sure you are subscribed. Be sure to give me a big thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.